was President Biden last night when he was receiving, of course, the prisoners in exchange that came to the Andrew Base Airport, speaking to the reporters. But let's now bring in CTV's Jeremy Sharon, who's tracking this latest development. Jeremy, this is big because for the past few days, we've been seeing the killing of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh would completely derail the negotiations. But news is just coming in this hour that Israel is all set to send a delegation to Cairo perhaps Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, actually, this is absolutely a positive development. As you mentioned, the chain of the events that have taken place in the last week and yesterday's claim from Israel that they killed Mohammed Deef in July in an attack in Gaza. Deef was the military leader of Hamas, Hamas's military wing. So that's two Hamas leaders that have been taken down and a Hezbollah leader earlier this week. And so there was certainly speculation and a lot of talk about the negative impact what has happened in the last week could have on efforts toward negotiations for a ceasefire, given that Iran has vowed retaliation. Hezbollah has said that we are entering a new stage of this war, has also vowed retaliation. And so this latest development that Israel will be sending a delegation to Cairo to embark in ceasefire talks and negotiations to free remaining hostages. This is absolutely a positive step and something that is absolutely welcome from the West. We know that President Biden, in conversation with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, encouraged de-escalation and also encouraged further efforts towards ceasefire negotiations. Now, the interesting part here is that there was some speculation that the events that have taken place, the killings of two Hamas leaders and a Hezbollah leader, could actually put Israel in a better position in terms of agreeing to some kind of a deal, because Israel saw this as a win. This was celebrated by Israel. They were able to take down, a major Hezbollah leader and two Hamas leaders. This is Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu following through on the promise they made. They've taken out now two leaders that were said to have played a key role in the organization of the October 7th attacks that killed about 1,200 people in Israel. And so the news that has come in the last few days of the taking out of these leaders is good news for Israel. It is celebrated by Israel and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And so for them, that is a win and perhaps puts them in better spirits, if you will, when it comes to ceasefire negotiations. The challenge, though, remains, and we've heard from experts, is that will Hamas be as willing to sit at the negotiation table? And will Qatar, in a negotiation role, be able to bring the two sides back together and come to some sort of agreement on a ceasefire negotiation and the release of hostages, despite the fact that we have heard Iran is quite upset with what has happened and the fact that one of these Hamas leaders was taken out in Tehran. So there's still many challenges, but this is absolutely a positive development in the face of what has been a difficult week and a stressful week for many when it comes to possible escalation in the Middle East.
All right, we leave it at that for the moment as Jeremy's tracking all the latest from the Middle East.